Okay, so you're here because you want to learn the basic checkmates. And the good news is they're very easy. We're going to go over 3 checkmates. We're going to go over 2 rooks checkmating a king. We're going to go over a king and queen checkmating a king. And then we're going to go over a king and rook checkmating a king. These are very basic checkmates, very easy to do. And trust me, when you get to tournaments and club level players, people will still expect you to know these endings. They will not resign. Now, the first one we're going to go over is 2 rook checkmate. You don't even need the king for this one, you just need the rooks. So have a look here, and this is an important part to note with the rook endings and the queen endings. Once you put a rook on a file or a rank, the enemy king can never pass it. If we put the rook in the middle, the king is now cut off for half the board. Keep that in mind. With 2 rooks, very simple. Put them on one side of the board and move them up step by step, and that will force the king to the end of the board and you can deliver checkmate. Very easy. Here is what the checkmate looks like. When we look at the king and queen checkmate, it's also very easy. You're going to move the queen up, pushing the player to the end of the board. You're going to bring your king in as well. And every time you can, such as this position here or this position here, you're going to use your queen to push the king back one file by moving her next to the king. When you get it to the end of the board, you can simply place it in checkmate, just like that. One important note about the queen ending is you need to make sure you don't do this. Don't do that. If you're not paying attention, you can put the queen in a spot where the king cannot move and it's stalemate. So be careful about that one. Finally, we've got the king and rook checkmate. Now this one is starting to get a little bit more difficult. Unlike the queen, which had a lot of flexibility to move diagonally, the rook does not have that flexibility. A lot of coordination needs to be done with the king and rook. Now, for this one, the way I like to do it is just moving the kings up, and when the kings are opposite each other, that's when you push the rook up, and the king is forced to go to the next rank or file. And you can repeat that over and over and over until you get them to the end. You do need to be careful because sometimes the kings can time it, so it's very difficult for you to move the rook up. But just throw in a little simple waiting move of just moving the rook 1 square over, and that will time it so that you can match up the kings perfectly, and then move it up and you're good. These are very easy end games to do. You need to practice them though and feel confident in them, because in the next video, we're going to talk about checkmate with 2 bishops. And as always, when you're in a game against somebody and they're making you perform these checkmates, just remember, once you got them, you're better than them and you know it.